Welcome everyone to Mangalore, where we have the Under 11 Championships happening. On the left of your screen is Varad Patil. He is rated 1764, and on the right of your screen is one of India's biggest talents, Mani Sarbartho. Sarbartho Mani is his name, and he is rated 2273. He is already a very strong player, has crossed 2300, and you might recollect that in the 2025 World Rapid and Blitz Team Championship, he played for the team Freedom in the same team as Vishy Anand on the board of below 2000, and since then he has been climbing up the ranks quickly and rapidly. And there you see he does a shake hand with Satwik Swain, who is also a very strong player. Sarbartho is someone to definitely watch out for. The players are ready, handshake, and off we go. Pawn to e4 played by Varad, and c5 played here by Sarbartho. Knight f3. We have this Sicilian on the board, and he plays e6. One of the joys of covering the Indian national championships under, let's say, 7, 9, 11 is that we are able to see the games of these future champions that we have. Pawn takes pawn, and knight takes pawn. The national championships these days have an interesting rule that all the players should wear the t-shirts of their state. By the way, e5 is met with queen a5 check, and you lose the pawn, so knight comes out to c3, and knight to c6 played. We have knight takes knight, and pawn takes. So this structure is supposed to be very interesting because black would love to push the pawn to d5, but before he can do that, white clamps down with the move e5, and now you can see all these pawns are a little bit clamped up. They cannot move easily. So knight d5, and he takes. Usually they play the move knight e4 here, and then the idea is to play c4, but takes allows cd, and now black's task has become much easier because they can play d6, castles. After the bishop comes out, the other bishop can go to b7. The central structure is very nice. Sarbartho goes g6 first. He wants to get his bishop to g7, and he realizes that d6 can come later as well. But I'm not so sure about this plan, because once you put your bishop on g7, I can play bishop f4, and now d6 becomes difficult to execute. Yes, bishop f4 comes up, and now black castles. White plays the queen to e2, defending here. Now rook b8 is one way to continue. He goes bishop b7. So d6 is difficult to execute. Now let's see, rook c1 played here by Varad. He wants to go c4 perhaps. Rook c8, and goes queen e3, trying to hit the pawn on a7, and Sarbartho plays his queen to a5. Tricky stuff going on, because b4 is possible now. If you see b4 takes, there is rook b1, and you lose the bishop. So he could have pushed, but c3 played, and Sarbartho goes bishop to c6. a3 played, so that the a2 pawn no longer is hanging. Remember, if you would have taken here, rook a1 and this pawn was hanging. So a3, bishop b5, and now b4 played. Queen comes back to a6. The question is, will these pawns become weaknesses? This is the big question, because I can already sense Sarbartho coming in with the rook to c4, the other rook going to c8, and this bishop, which is on dark squares, cannot control the light squares. But I believe in compensation you're winning the pawn. That is why Varad went for this. That's smart. So you have something to show for your missing pawn. For your extra pawn. And the weaknesses that you have. Now rook a8. Attacking the a3 pawn. Queen comes back to... he was going to go to c5. But that would have been not a great idea. Takes. And rook f8, and only player who can play here for a win is black. So queen e3 played, right move, and Sarbartho, who has more time on the clock, takes rook takes a3. Now there's pressure on the c3 pawn. Rook c8 coming, queen c4. He goes bishop h6. That's a big error. It's a big mistake. He should have, and look at his expression there. Already it's like, it. By the way, the best move was rook a1, but bishop h6, and now look at this tactic which is there in the position. I'm pretty sure Sarbartho is going to find it. He goes for the d pawn. He shows his intention. d4 is coming, and that is actually going to finish off the game, because if you take pawn takes pawn, you lose the queen. And the main point is, if you take queen takes, you lose the bishop. He takes queen takes, because the thing is, if he plays queen f4, I simply go bishop h6, queen h6, dc3. This pawn is too strong, and so queen d4 taken, bishop h6, and that is simply a piece down. Rook d1, and he goes bishop g7, so that if queen takes d7, you can trade, and then e5 and c3 both are hanging. f4 played, and now very cool move, d5. If you play this, the queen is hanging, so g4 played. Rook comes to c8, rook d3, and maybe now just trade the queen with queen c4. He goes rook c4, even that is very strong. Queen f2, and we have now many tactics. I think rook f4 would be a blunder, because queen f4, queen takes d3, f7 is hanging, so you have to be slightly careful. Rook takes b4 taken, so that if takes, then rook takes d3. Goes rook f3, trying to prepare for the f5 breakthrough, but there's no time. Sarbartho comes in, rook b2, queen g3, rook a2, getting the two rooks on the 7th rank, rook f2, and now just queen c5 is good enough, perhaps. He takes on f2, rook takes f2, and now Sarbartho, always very tactical, bishop f8, trying for bishop c5. If you take on a2, I have queen b1 check, takes on a2, check there, king g2, you take on a2, king comes up to h3, and now queen c2. If you look at more games from the under 11 national championships, you will realize that amongst everything, tactics are really the key. Like even in this game, Varad was playing well, but at some point you just miss things tactically and the opponent wins. And so it's a very good idea to work on your tactics. He takes f5, e6. He's trying for something, hoping to get some counterplay. g4 takes, king g3, and maybe now bishop d6. Check. Should work. And if king takes g4, you have queen d1 check. Oh, he goes queen. Oh, that's a mate. Queen f5. And king has to go to h4 and queen h5. It's game over. A game that was decided by one blunder, which was bishop h6. Good game by Sarbartho and good fight by Varad. And there you see, he's just saying like you shouldn't have played bishop h6. And this is what I love about these youngsters. You know, there's so much maturity when it comes to analysis after the game. They are not like, oh, I won or anything. I think already Sarbartho realizes that, you know, the difference between victory and defeat is just one good move or one bad move, you know, and it's important to analyze, to learn from this, and that is wonderful to see. And also kudos to Varad for also analyzing here. I am actually amazed to see the maturity of these youngsters who are just, you know, 10, 11 years old. For example, Sarbartho is born in 2016, so he's just 10 years old, and they're already like seasoned chess players. Well, I hope you enjoyed this game. We will be continuing to bring you more games from this championship. We did bring you one game of Advik and now one game of Sarbartho. Advik Agrawal is the top seed of this tournament with 2-3-7-6, while Sarbartho is the second seed with 2-2-7-3. It's an 11 round event, so stay tuned. For now, this is Sagar Shah signing off. Bye bye.